Good morning, Takeover community, sports card friends, anyone in the hobby. Today, this is a video specifically to those selling sports cards. I wanted to go off of a tweet I saw and kind of the overall temperature right now of how people feel that are selling sports cards. I know that they're dealing with high fees on things like eBay and other sites, and they're wondering where else they should go, but then they're also getting discouraged when they don't see immediate growth or production on the other websites, such as Twitter, my favorite platform to sell on. I know others sell on Instagram, things like that. Facebook Marketplace is also a thing. However, I just want to encourage you because now is the best time to show others how much you're going to show up for them. Now is the best time ever to be consistent and put into practice being in a place even when you don't feel like there's viewers, because this is going to play for you in the long run. If you truly do believe in the longevity of the hobby, and we've seen that it sticks around through all things, even recessions, this is the time for you to prove to others that you can do it and also prove to yourself. This is really crucial, really important, because consistency is key literally every single time. I've made videos about this before, but I'm going to do it again because selling is what I know well. I mean, I'm a collector too, but I can talk from experience of doing this for many years. I've done it on Twitter for, 8 or 9 years now? So I've seen lots of forms, lots of times, lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of situations, and I'm willing to give my advice on that. So, to begin, this is discouragement over sales. This is for sellers. So my friend Mr. K-Dub actually tweeted out about this and made a great point that we should not get discouraged as sellers, which is meaningful and very important. And K-Dub was talking about how there's a lot of factors going into this right now. I mean, we are in a recession, even though it hasn't been officially announced by the government or anything. The National's right around the corner, so historically, this is a time where people aren't really buying from others online if they're intending on going to the National. And a lot of people are going to be at the National because they want to have that cash on hand to buy those cards physically at the National. They don't want to buy them online at this time and have that cash go away. So that slows everything down by far. Also, it's summer. Kids are out of school. Families are planning vacations. Money is going elsewhere. The economy, once again, we're in a recession. Even though it's not official, gas and inflation, that all ties back into that. People are just unsure. They don't want to spend money in places where they can't immediately get the liquidity of money back, maybe, when it is hard to sell. They want to put that money into the things that they need, the necessities. We're also just historically down at this time. This is a time of the year where not a lot of sports is happening. We're in the middle of the MLB season. The NHL season just ended. We're in NBA off season. We're in NFL off season. We're just waiting for things to start again. We will see an uptick as soon as the NFL starts kicking up, and then soon after the NBA's back. I mean, I think we're already in NBA preseason in October, which is really not that far away in the grand scheme of things. And NFL is truly right around the corner. Soon after National, if I'm not mistaken. I think preseason starts. So this is just a weird time for sports. And we've got that mixed in once again with the economy, people not really knowing what to do. It's summer. They don't want to spend money until they're at the National, or they might not be going to the National, but they're going on a vacation with their family or something like that. Now, as a seller, this is actually a perfect time for you. It's not the perfect time for selling, but this is still a perfect time for you. It's time for you to plan for the future. So this can be a perfect buying time because some people are offloading so that they can have money at the National, or selling their cards so that they can fund things for their family, whether it be necessities or vacations or just money on hand in uncertain economical times. This is a time for you to look at those cards that are undervalued, that have gone down in price, that you trust and believe are going to be up in the future. So yes, you may not be able to sell very well right now. My sales are down. I'm at about half of what I'm used to doing. And that's been worsened by economy and all that. I'm going to say economy a lot in this, I guess. But this is a perfect time for me to buy for future sales, which will then kind of make up for what's happening right now. I trust that that's going to happen. I believe in the longevity of the hobby. So yes, look for those deals. Look for people offloading huge lots, collections, cards that are now just down in price that you trust are going to go back up again, especially of those legends. We're talking like, you know the guys, right? We're talking LeBron, Michael Jordan status, those kinds of guys that are true and held. But also, I mean, you can prospect too. It's just you obviously know that it's possibly more up and down, more risky, a little bit more of a roller coaster. But those are also places we can have big wins. Anyways, just looking for those undervalued cards. This is the perfect time to buy. And yes, you need to sell to buy, yada, yada, yada. But plan for your future. Like, make it so that it's going to be really good in the fall and winter. You know what I'm saying? Because things will come back around. Now, this is also time for you to prove to yourself that you're willing to show up no matter what. This reminds me, I talk about this a lot, but this reminds me again, I used to be a touring musician, and some nights you'd go play a show in front of 5 people, and some nights you'd play in front of 500. And you didn't always know. It could literally be nights apart. And those nights were kind of discouraging where it was only 5 kids at the show. But then at the same time, they gave you an extra chance to connect to some future fans or current fans in a way you wouldn't have been able to with the bigger crowd. And it proved that you are an artist that is willing to show up for anyone, anytime, even when it's a small crowd. Do the same in sports cards. Show up when no one's watching. That consistency means a lot to people. It shows that you have a responsibility to your business or your sales, to yourself, that you respect their time, you respect the things you say you're going to do, and that's important for yourself and for them. If you show up for them, they'll show up for you. You might not see it right away, but it's crucially important. If you schedule sales and then pull them left and right, or don't show up or cancel, and it's okay to cancel sometimes. It's okay to take a break. But if you do it frequently, based off of the idea that sales aren't going so well or things like that, people will lose respect for you and they won't be showing up for you when selling times might be really good. And it's important for people to know that you'll be there. Just show up when you say you are going to show up. It's crucial right now. Consistency is key.